We've been in your presence.
Yeah.
Thank you for saving us.
Thank you
For keeping us. In Jesus' name we pray. Amen.
Amen.
When we use the term that he came looking for me, it's not necessarily saying that he didn't know where I was.
Come on.
Because he knew already where I was.
Yes, sir.
But he also knew that from the way that he was treated when he came, he knew how others who would receive him would be treated.
Amen.
Yeah.
And so therefore, once he saves us, he never leaves us.
All right. All right. Yes, sir.
Though sometimes our condition and our situation dictates to us that God is not with us. It's not so, because his word says that he would never leave us,
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
and he would never forsake us.
All right.
And I want you to see here that Jesus saw this man.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jesus saw his condition. He saw the kind of person he was, but he also saw the kind of person he could be.
All right.
And so many times we look beyond who a person can be because we're looking at who they are.
All right.
Forgetting that we once was.
All right.
And if God can deal with us, he can deal with others as well. Sometimes we look at people and their condition and forget about where God has brought us from.
Say that.
And many of us that have been in places where we didn't know what we was going to do.
All right now.
But God knew what he was going to do.
Yes, sir.
All right now.
Yeah.
And so the word of God says Jesus saw him. So therefore it says to me that he had taken interest in this man.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
What's up?
He saw him. Not so much that he looked at him with his eyes, but he looked at him with his heart.
All right.
Yes,
He
sir.
saw his condition.
Yeah.
He saw that this man had something going on with him that he could help him with.
Yeah.
What am I saying? I'm saying that you are never in a place where God can't help you. Don't ever listen to the devil that tells you you're in a place where God can't help you. God sees you. God knows you. And so therefore, because he sees you, it says to us that he is interested in us. Because he sees us. The second thing is that he cares for us. And because he cares for us, the word of God says he has compassion for us. That tells me that when he sees me, I'm not going to be the same when he leaves me. When God sees me, I'm never going to be the same when he walks away from me. And he doesn't walk away to leave me. He will walk away to condition me. Because he knows that if I stay, you won't learn. But if I go and allow things to happen, you know how to call on me. And you know if you call on me, I will answer you. Isn't that good news? Isn't that good news? And see, the problem in the church is that we are taught how to praise and worship, but we don't know who we're praising and worshiping. See, praise and worship is not about a lot of noise. It's about recognizing who he really is. And sometimes I can't do that with words, but with just a little song, I can let him know how much I care for him. Come on here. Just like who can sing Amazing Grace has been saved and don't bow their head? Who can sing Amazing Grace and not put a smile on their face? Because when they begin to sing that, they say that if it had not been for the grace of God, where would I be? Here it is that the Lord will allow us to see how good he has been to us. And when we look at this young man, we see how Jesus cared for him. We see how Jesus wanted him to become all that he could be. So I want you to see here that it makes no difference how people feel about you. But what makes a difference is what God knows about you. Because feelings come and they go.
Yes, they do.
But knowledge is something that stays with us.
Yes, it does.
People judge us by what they see. God judges us by what he knows.
All right.
And if I make a mistake, God knows that's not the end. But when man see me make a mistake, he'll declare that it's the end. God sees the mistake as an opportunity to grow. Man sees it as an opportunity to throw you away. Jesus wanted his disciples to know that this man's condition is not because he has sinned.
Right.
See, you're thinking that his condition is because he has sinned. He said, no, this is not the purpose of this man's sin. This man's purpose is to glorify God. I hope you heard what I said. See, some of us is in a situation where we have started feeling sorry for ourselves. And we have forgotten that this is a reason for God to be glorified. My time down is a time for God to be glorified. My time talked about is a time for God to be glorified. My sickness is a time for God to be glorified. This man having because he sinned. This is to bring glory to my Father. And if the church can see that we are people who are supposed to bring glory to God, we'll stop looking at our situations in a different way. I'm down because God gonna get the glory. I'm misused and abused because God's gonna get the glory. I wish I had somebody there. God wants us to understand that you are my creation. You belong to me. Oh, you need good news. Don't leave them. Just not through that. You're doing good. You stay with me. So I want you to see that God can and God will. And the Lord saying that this situation gives me the opportunity to work. Hear that? Gives me the opportunity to work. And if you give me the opportunity to work, you'll see that I can work it out.
Yes, sir.
It says that God needing people today to know that he has compassion on them. Many people who are not saved don't understand that God has compassion on them.
All right.
They seem to feel that God don't care. Let me tell you why. It's because the way Christians carry themselves. We will not stop long enough to have compassion. Now, what I mean by that is that God is not going to step out of heaven and have compassion on someone. That's why you have the church. He said that I work through my church. And it bothers me when people say God don't need us. Excuse me while I tell you the truth. Yes, he does. Why? Because how does he work through the church? I know what it is. See, that ain't the church. That ain't the church. We are the church. And the only way folks gonna know what God can do is through us. And when folks see you have lived a hellish life, and all of a sudden your life is turned around, they got to want to know who did it. And when they ask who did it, you say who? God did it. So let me prove my power. That through this situation, I'm going to prove my power. We don't understand how important we are to God. If we could come to the point to see that I am important to God if I'm not important to anybody else.
All right.
If you don't hear anything else, that I would say to you is, it's not how much stuff you can get that makes you important.
All right. Say that.
Amen.
It's not.
Come on, sir.
much materialistic gain you can get.
That's right.
To make you important.
Amen.
Because we know of a certain that there are people who have a lot in power.
Yeah.
And ain't about nothing. But we know some people who don't have nothing. They can turn the world upside down. It's just a little smile on his face. That's how they get out there. So God says that I allow things that happen in your life so somebody can know who I am.
Yes, sir.
If you belong to God, He has a right to you.
Come on, sir. All right now.
Come on, I'm just about to. He has a right to you. And whatever He want to use you for, He has a right to do that. Somebody told me that the sheep belong to the shepherd. And if the shepherd want to kill the sheep, he can kill him. But if he want to keep him, he can keep him. The sheep belong to the shepherd. We belong to the shepherd. Not just the shepherd, but the good shepherd. My God. And you know, when we start thinking about what's wrong and how bad things are, and the Lord tell you, say, just think about my goodness.
Yes, sir.
It says, when I look around and see all of the things that are going on, the state of the United States of America, the condition of our communities, it makes me kind of depressed. But when I think, of the goodness of Jesus, see, you got to know where you came from. You got to know what you've been through. When you think about the goodness of Jesus and all that He has done for you, my soul cries out, hallelujah! Praise God for what saved me. I tell you the truth. I'm just about through. You know, I was telling the people, I said, now, you all want me to throw away my paper and start using this thing here. me and this thing don't get along too good. Because it's like you cut off, and then you have to cut it on. But this is you just paper. So when I began to look at what Jesus had done, He's saying, what the church needs to do is to allow me to use them so other folks can trust me.
Come on.
Yeah, it says that the church, you and I, that is something going on with me. Then I'm going to allow God to use me so that somebody can learn to trust Him. And when I do that, then not only am I elevated, but the person behind me is elevated. This young man's condition was going to allow the power of God to move. So therefore, when God started moving in this young man's life, he went from complaining to being a testifier. See, in short, to make this short, see, if God really moves in your life, you can't sit there and do that.
Say that.
If God really brings you out of a situation, you're going to tell somebody. You may not know how to tell them, but you'll find a way to let them know, hey, something happened to me, something went on in my life. And that's what God said. Let me use you to prove who I am. See, whatever situation that you're in right now, you just say, I'm proving property for God. In other words, God's going to use me to prove to somebody else who He is. Let me go. See, the Lord will have us to understand. He used a term that said that my Father sent me.
All right.
Oh, my goodness.
Come on, sir.
My Father sent me. He said that I had a purpose for coming. And He's saying that my purpose for coming was not to make you rich and famous. To make you a testimony.
Yes, sir.
And you know what I like about it is you don't need a whole lot to testify. You know, when you think about where God done brought you from, you think about what God has brought you through. You find somebody to tell, because you know what? Somebody's looking for you to talk about. Are you always? Sometimes when you're walking around and you see somebody keep looking at you, don't get mad and upset. Go tell them, say, you know, the Lord is good. And you'll be surprised of what they'll say to you next. Because they said, I was watching you, Dad. I know you were. That's why I want you to know that the Lord is good. What you're looking at is the goodness of Almighty God. If you only knew where God has brought me from, if you only knew what God has brought me from, you'd be able to say He's good too. God sent Jesus. Jesus had come into the world on God's mission. He came to do the will of Almighty God. And that is the purpose of the church, is to do the will of Almighty God. But how can we know the will if we don't read the will? See, the will is the word of God. And you know what? God will stand behind His word. He will make sure that His word will accomplish that He sent it out to do. And see, the Lord does not have to take you out of your condition to change your situation. God doesn't leave us where we are and change things in our lives, so the folk who were looking, who said you wasn't going to make it, know that you have made it. Because the Lord was on your side. So here was this young man. He born blind. Never seen, never had an idea about colors. But then Jesus comes along and healed this blind man. He can't hold his peace. He started talking to those who were condemning him. Let them know you don't know what you're talking about. You raising all this fuss, but you don't know what you're talking about. Said, when have you laid hands on somebody and they received their eyesight? When have you done? They couldn't answer him. Making sure they were so upset with him, they put him out of the church. See what I'm saying? I'm saying, well, you be careful. You know, everybody who claimed to be the church is not the church. When folk get mad because you've been helped, there's something wrong with it. If folk get upset because God done something for you, there's something wrong with it. If folk don't want to hear where you came from, there's something wrong with it. So God is saying to the church, don't shut up, speak up. Tell somebody what good thing I done. He began to testify of what God had done for him. Brought him from a long way. Didn't know what he would do if the Lord had not came into his life. So therefore, the word said they put him out. Jesus came. What are you looking for? Oh, but I like what he said to them. Oh, when they start questioning him. Want to know where he came from. Who he was. He said, I tell you what. I don't know all of that, but one thing I do know. You can't take this from me. One thing I do know. I was blind. You better come on here. I was blind. See, this I do know. You can't take this away from me. I was blind, but now I see. So what I'm saying to you is that folk can take a lot of things from you, but they can't take your testimony. Don't nobody know like you know what the Lord has done. Can't nobody tell it like you tell it what God has done for you. Can't nobody. Nobody tell it. Like you tell it. question. He said, yeah, if I knew who he was. He said, yes, I would. He said, I'm he who's talking to you. And from then on, he became a father. So you be encouraged. Come on. And know that he saw you. He came looking for you. Anytime you in a situation where you might feel you're not going to make it, you just be still. God, he's looking for you.
After hearing the word of God, it's your turn. Maybe there's somebody here that does not know Jesus and a free pardon.